welcome to the story time. As you can see, I've got a band's top on, and if you're seeing what I'm seeing, it should say Kiss, and if it does, then we're partly halfway there. I just want to tell you a story about them, about the band, about a few of the lads I've been with, and we went to watch the band, and just something that quite surreal happened that you couldn't make up, basically. So, where does the story start? Well, the story started on the Sonic Boom tour, where Kiss were playing or coming into Europe, and they came and done some gigs in England. Pretty much went on all of them, and at the time, one of my good friends who used to do a lot of work for my company but were friendly outside of work, was in Australia at the time, and it was when the ash cloud thing was going on, and he couldn't get back. He couldn't get back to see them in England. So he was saying, I'm gutted, you know. And I says, hey man, Mick, I says, that on fire at the moment. I honestly thought the Sonic Boom tour, you know, and we've got loads of Kiss fans, and I've seen Kiss in 1980 with Eric Carr drumming for them. I seen them when they come back in 96 when they had the original lineup with Chris and Frehley. I've seen them on, you know, when they first took the makeup off. I've seen them in loads of different eras. So, you know, I would say I'm a pretty good judge. And yes, I would say that, you know, Frehley and Chris should have never been overtook in their makeup lines. I think, you know, I loved the Vinnie Vincent makeup. I loved the Eric Carr makeup. I think they just should have created two new characters for them. But nevertheless, if there's one thing I've got to say about them two, is they're two absolute super pros, and they wouldn't let you down in a million years, you know. So dibs to them two, and I've got to say, you know, they've done a fantastic job. And the Sonic Boom, you know, from the get-go, you know, from coming over the drum rise at the start, like that, it's just absolutely fantastic, you know. And it got us, and I was 100% into it. And went obviously on quite a few dates in England, and I just thought this is fantastic. So anyway, when Mick came back, and God bless his cotton soft, he said, "Oh, you know, I'm really gutted I didn't get to see Kiss. I've been stuck in the Ash Crowd Towers," and I was like, "Oh man," I says, "Look, I tell you what," I says, "if you want," I says, "pick a gig in Europe and I'll go with you, you know, so you can get to see them." And he's going, "Oh, would you do that?" I said, "Well, yeah, man." I says, "I love them anyway." I says, "Get an excuse to go out, you know, because you're never getting to see them." So anyway, I looked on the situation, and I seen Barcelona flagged up. You know, I could get a direct flight from Newcastle, from pretty much where I'm living around, straight into Barcelona. We were playing Paris St. Geordi up on the hill, fantastic venue. Obviously checked out Barcelona a little bit, hadn't been before, the Ramblas, all different stuff, so everything was adding up, and I thought, yeah, let's do that. So Mick was, all right, okay then, well, can you sort it out? Yeah, I'll sort it out, no worries. And at the time I was with a few lads, and one called Tony Older and one called Mick Mulhern, and we sort of decided we'd get together and we'd all go over there. So anyway, we ended up over in Barcelona the night before the gig. And when we were sitting in the Hard Rock having a drink, the Hard Rock Cafe at the top of the Ramblas, having a drink, and we noticed that the Kiss staff were in. So obviously noticing that, we went over, approached them, "Hello lads, how you doing?" They were like, "Hey, goddamn, you know, hey man, what are you doing out here?" And we were like, I was explaining, you know, I'd been on quite a few dates, and I'd come over and wanted to see them in Europe and all that. And, you know, very briefly, we sort of got a bit rapport together. And this particular guy, John McLeish, who obviously, at the time I didn't know his name, but I sort of got stuck into him a little bit. And I says, "Oh, what do you do?" And he went, "Oh, I do all the video production." I was, "Oh, the screens look amazing, mate. That's a fantastic job, you know. Enjoy tomorrow night." And he's going, "Oh, you do too, man," and all that. And he goes, "Do you ever come to America?" And I was like, America? I went, what do you mean? And he went, you ever come to America? And I was like, well, I says, you know, it's expensive. But I said, may do for the right circumstances. He went, he says, man, he says, you come to America? I says, I'll help you, man. He says, I'll get you, you know, backstage and all that. And I was thinking, wait a minute. I thought, what are you talking about? So I thought, okay, I says, hey, I says, you got a card? And he says, yeah, man, I've got a card. He says, you ever come over to America, you give me a call, man. He says, I'll see what I can do. So I'm thinking, fucking, why are you know what I mean? That's awesome. But anyway, no happened there and then. We went to the gig, had a brilliant gig, we came back. But we're obviously talking, you know, amongst ourselves, just saying, you know, now that would be mega if we could get the States and all that, you know, get a little bit of preferential treatment, you know, with VIP, doesn't harm anyone that trusts us. So I'm sitting, we get back home and I'm sitting thinking, fuck, you know, like, the guy was on my mind. I was thinking, would he really do that for me? Would he really do that for me? Anyway, cut long story short, I gives the lads rings and says to the lads, look, would you fancy a road trip? And went, what do you mean? I went, in the States. I went, because if this guy can get way in, I says, you know, would it not be worth seeing if we could fly in and do some dates in the States? Anyway, what happened was basically they said, oh, well, have a look into it. So I had a look on the map, seen where they were playing, and I realised in Texas they were doing Houston, then on to Dallas, and then San Antonio, three nights in a row. And it was like this little triangle in obviously Texas, and I thought, that looks like mega, because we could fly in and fly on to each event, because I mean obviously in America the gap in between the states is unbelievable, you know. It's like I think you're on an hour 10, you know, from Houston to fucking Dallas. It's crazy. Anyway, so it does all the logistics, I maps it all out, and I'm thinking, fucking hell, this is worth doing. And that was flying into Houston the day before, so we could settle, you know, get with jet lag in hand, and then do the first night in the Cynthia Pavilion, which is absolutely unbelievable setting, by the way. If you ever go to the States, what a fantastic place to see a gig in there. Awesome. Hard to explain, but another story for another time. But anyway, that was the first gig, and then it was Dallas, a football stadium. We were playing in Dallas, and San Antonio was like a big, like a sort of indoor arena, like a Wembley arena, or, you know, that type of sort of scenario. So I gets back to the lads, explains to them what I thought we could do, fly in between, do this, do that, how it was going to work, how much it was going to cost. Anyway, Mully was like, oh, Ben, I'm totally up for that, like 100%, I'm in, 100%. Let us know the rest of the details when you get them. I says, no worries. Obviously rang Tony, being the young man of the group, he was like, oh, fucking no worries, tell us how much it is, I'll sort it out. So I thought, oh, well, that's fair enough, that's fair comment. And then obviously Mick, when I rang Mick was like, oh, I'd love to do it, but like, I can't see my last, like, you know, letting us go, like, you know. And I was gone. I says, I tell you what, I'll put on the phone. So anyway, his last Ange come on the phone, and I was like, look, Ange, I went, look, like, I know we went to Barcelona, and I says, you know, Mick had a fantastic time, and we bumped into this guy, and there's a chance we might, it's not guaranteed, but we might get, you know, something special if we go over there, a bit preferential treatment, because we're coming from Europe to the States. And I says, you know, Mick was part of that group when we're there. It would work out better for like hotels, because we're 2 and 2, you know. It's you know, sharing everything, taxis, there's 400 taxi, you know, two hotel rooms, 2 and 2, all that sort of stuff. And I says, you know, like, you know, he's coming away with us, he's gonna have a good time, and you know, are you gonna let him play out? And to my, like, unbelievableness as well, I was going, come on, man, you can't be. Anyway, should basically give them said, yeah, I'll let him go. And Mick said, when I met Mick up, he said, I can't believe I'm here. He says, I can't believe I'm even getting on the plane with you, because he went, I just can't believe that she's been okay with it and letting us do it. Not because there was anything wrong in herself, but it's just, you know, I just didn't see himself doing stuff like that. So anyway, we agrees it, and I rings John up, and I'm saying, John, he's going, who's this man? I'm just going, like, it's a guy you met at Spain, blah blah blah. I'm trying to explain to him, and I'm not, as you can tell, sometimes I rush things and you can't understand what I'm saying. So he was struggling. I was saying, look, we're coming over, can you sort of pass us out and that, blah blah blah. And he was trying all ways to make sure it was going to work when we got out there, because obviously fell flat on my face. But basically, cut a long story short, he come out with the laminates. We all got one, which was insane, by the way. I mean, for 4 people to get backstage passes. By the way, John, if you're watching this, mate, dream come true. Thank you very much. Absolutely insane time in all of our lives there. God bless me. He's passed now. He didn't even make 50. He got took out with cancer. Really sad state of affairs, but I know for a fact that was one dream he did live out, and it was one off his bucket list, and trust us, I just know he had the best time ever in his life out there, as did we all, by the way. But just a shout out to John, who made it all happen. Insane, mate. You didn't have to take us on at all. He showed me around the whole of the stage. He introduced all the roadies. He took me into their little lairs. He basically, got everywhere backstage. He showed me what the crack was, and his only rule was, look lads, as much as you're back here, please don't approach a brand. It wouldn't be professional for you to do that. Otherwise that you can go anywhere out you fucking want, and just, when you go into the gigs, just come in where you want, because you've got the passes, they'll let you in, and it was just, I can't explain the feeling when you've got one of them round your neck and you're given that preferential treatment. It was just like on another level, and it just made that tour just be basically dreamland. I remember when we got to Dallas, and what was mad was we watched that gig. We were backstage, we watched them get on the riser from the back of the stage, get hooked in, ready to come over the drum kit. And as they were coming over the drum kit, we then came down from the back, round into the front, and there was like a VIP pit in this football field, and so we just show the passes and walk straight into it. And to be honest with you, it wasn't very busy in that pit, and we're literally straight to the front of the whole gig. It was just what a wicked way to experience an opening of a band, actually from the backstage when they were starting, and then literally as they're coming over the drum kit, we're coming round from the back straight onto the front, and luckily and fortunate for us, straight into that perfect position to watch the band. And that night was because it was an open air concert. That night was absolutely gorgeous night. The sun was just out. It was just magical, And then we went on to San Antonio. We'd done Houston the night. I'll come back to Houston in a minute, but San Antonio, we just walked straight in, and we're hanging around the backstage, and I think we're starting to think we're part of the family, which is just, it's just weird how you think that way. But anyway, we walked past this door backstage, and I thought, it smells alright. And then I looked in, and I could see, people eating and that. And I thought, they said, no, it's a bother. So I said, how well, lads, we'll go in and grab some bait. So it goes in and grabs a plate and popping the lids up on the things. And the guy comes over and he goes, hey, you got your tickets, mate? And I went, tickets? And I went, but do you need tickets? We've got a pass, mate. And then he goes, no, you got a pink ticket? And I was like, pink ticket? I went, no. He went, no, you need pink tickets to eat. And I was like, oh, sorry, mate, sorry. And I'm looking like that, and out the corner of my eye, I can see Doc McGee sitting down on his bit. I'm thinking, fucking hell, man, doing what you're doing. But I didn't realise, but what they obviously do is they give the road crew like pink slips, and that gets you your dinner, and then a green one will get you tea. And so what they're doing is they're making sure they're getting fed, and no one else can infiltrate that food, which I didn't know at the time. John never told us, so I didn't really know. But basically I'm thinking, fucking hell, we're gonna get thrown out, and you know, get out of here, you know, you're taking the piss. But anyway, he was okay, but he was, no worries, he was no worries, lads. He says, but you meant to have the tickets, you can have something. I went, no, we're all right, mate, we'll just go, and we just left anyway. But we're wandering around the backstage, it was just absolutely insane, you know. And you got thousands of people out the front, and then we just walked out in awesome seats, and it was just like, you couldn't have made it up, you know. And at the end of that gig, at the end of the San Antonio gig, we came around the back, and it's that big, you know, they drove this black Mariah in, and I was thinking, who's that in there? He's on walk past, and he has Sharon, Jean's wife's in this black sort of Mariah thing, and I'm thinking, fucking hell, and then next thing I know, I think Jean's getting into it and they're fucking driving off. It was surreal, you know. It was mad. And then obviously we met John, said thank yous to him. But I'd have a whip round for him, give him a little bit of money, and yeah, we took off, and it was just an amazing experience. By the way, on the way there in the taxi to that AT&T Arena in San Antonio, fuck me, you talk about downtown America. Wow, I want to go out the fucking car. You need an armored vehicle to go through there. I was saying to the taxi driver, put your fucking foot down. It was like shanty town. I fucking scared the living daylights out of me. I was like, what the fuck? Unbelievable shit, you know. But Houston, when we flew into Houston, we went to the pavilion place, we stopped in Houston. Oh, absolutely, that was like fucking toy town. It was just so clean and everywhere where we were, and I was like, what the fuck is this place, you know? It was quite surreal. Anyway, we went to the actual gig itself, and the gig itself was absolutely pristine. Just awesome time, 3 dates, and came back, and you know, I don't think there's one lad went, Mully, Tony, Mick, who wouldn't say that trip was just 10 out of 10. It was absolutely fantastic, and all because just something like that happens, and you push for it a little bit, and the next thing you know, you get that from it. And just what a fantastic thing to happen, not only to myself, but obviously to actually be able to share that with 3 other lads was just magical, you know. But yeah, so there's a little short story about these guys who have just done that end of the world tour around our area. Now I just went to see it once, and they bowed out in a lot of style, and you know, I think Jean's turned 70 yesterday or today, and unbelievable that band, what they've done, the boards they've tread, the hard work they've put in. It's just nothing short of, I mean, anyone would be in awe of it, and there should be, you know, because most people couldn't keep that level of, you know, discipline, passion, you know. It's just unbelievable. But anyway, nevertheless, that's the story. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you in another one. God bless you.